my horse! Ah, goodbye, horse! Oh, really? Ooh, you off. Oh, off! Oh my god, are you...
Elden Ring. 10 million copies sold on PC so far. Almost a million all-time peak players. Trending everywhere? The hype is real. But is it worth your time, money, and sanity? What? In this video, we'll be exploring the lands between on the PC version of Elden Ring. We won't be going too much into technicalities because my boss told Rex to not play too much of the game. Well, let's get into it.
I doubt you could even imagine it.
Elden Ring is the spiritual successor to the Dark Souls series. If you don't know, they're a series of dark fantasy games with dark stories that are world-renowned for being very, very difficult. Whether or not it takes place in the same world as Souls is up for debate. I don't know about you, but it might be an MCU. Woo!
Perfectly balanced.
The world building is a collaboration between Hidetaka Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin. Elden Ring takes place in the realm known as the Lands Between, torn by war between the demigods after the Elden Ring was shattered by someone or something. You are a newly awakened, dirty, tarnished, who will need to travel the land, stand before the Elden Ring, and become the next Elden Lord. That's pretty much it, because as per typical FromSoftware vague storytelling, you will need to discover the rest of the story yourself. This is what makes FromSoftware games unique, because instead of the standard storytelling of just telling you everything, the devs of Elden Ring want you to be a foreign visitor thrust into this strange yet beautiful land. Even though it's vague, it can be very immersive. Because every NPC you meet, every landmark you're in, every item you pick up, even the feces has their own lore. Even the feces! It's so immersive, sometimes you just need a hug. Oh, what a blessing. If you're a newcomer, you've probably heard about the infamous difficulty of these games. But the game isn't as hard as you think. More so with Elden Ring compared to previous entries because it doesn't try to stop your progress entirely. Neither will it penalize you for taking your time. It is designed in a way where both newcomers and veteran players have a choice. Take it easy or die trying. Truth be told, you will die. A lot.
Surprise, mother...
No!
Before you start the game, you get to create your own Tarnished. Oh yeah. You'll pick from a variety of starting classes, which is just a preset to determine your starting base stats and equipment. After that, you can build your character however you please as you play on. Cool knight who wants to use fire magic? Burn away. Dual-wielding giant swords? Go for it, you psycho! There are so many ways to approach the game, and you can even look up build guides online to better optimize your characters. I know we said no spoilers, but this is a little tip. You can respec your character later on in the game, so don't be afraid to take chances. Elden Ring retains most of its core mechanics from its Souls predecessors. The roly-poly, light and heavy attacks, the stamina system, bonfire, and the pain. With added elements like crouch for stealth and jump, which they borrowed from their cousin Sekiro, which we gladly welcome. Combat is solid, straight to the point, and challenging.
Beat him up in the bush! He's much money!
But every move you make has cause and effects. But there are new additions to the combat, such as guard counter, jump attacks, and the ability to stagger enemy. But you need to know when to back off, because you can easily be overwhelmed even by little Joe over here.
Emotional damage!
Bosses are visually beautiful as they are vicious. Fighting them for the first time and witnessing an attack that you've never seen before will certainly give you an oh wow! They're all designed in a way to give players challenge, because it's less about spamming buttons and more about learning the fight, adapting to it accordingly, and then making them your B-word. Other than strengthening your weapons and increasing your stats, there's Ashes of War. It's like the extended version of the weapon arts. Special items that you can find and imbue your armament to alter its affinity or change its weapon skills. This can range from the basic multi-strike move to Blood Slash, or even a powerful sword art, which we're pretty sure we've seen that somewhere before. Spirit Ashes are AI companions that can be summoned to aid you in a tougher fight, tanking hits and giving you the opening you need to rip and tear. And speaking of open world mechanics, you will also get your very own mount, Torrent. Torrent. This spectral steed allows you to roam the realm quicker, and if the situation calls for it, mounted combat. While Torrent is fast and awesome to use, he has his own health meter, and terrible decisions can kill him, leaving you in a bad spot and in a state of mourning. Oh boy. Oh boy. Don't worry, Torrent cannot permanently die, and can be resummoned again by using your healing flask. Sadly, you can't pet the good boy. Now you best believe you need a horse, because the lands between is huge. Open world genre is not a new thing, but props to the devs, for Elden Ring does open world in a very FromSoftware way. The game has no main objective markers, no quest log to tell you where to go. There's even side quests you can pick up, but you won't know about it until you talk to a certain NPC, and even then, you probably still have no clue how to complete it. Elden Ring wants you to be curious, to travel aimlessly, finding hidden items, fight dangerous abominations, stumbling upon a passageway and wondering to yourself, this is so cool, but where the hell am I? Elden Ring's level design is great, and it constantly rewards players for their curiosity and diligence. Not to mention, is riddled with lores that you can discover by accident. The land itself is filled with materials you can pick up and recipe for minor crafting that can help with your survival. And there's even a day and night cycle where certain NPCs, or the more dangerous one, would show up. It's so much that you'd probably never see it all in one playthrough, unless you look up a guide, or you finish the game within 30 minutes and I say to you, wow. But don't do that. Don't ruin that special feeling you're paying $60 for. And if you're doing a speedrun, do it after you finish the game. That starting area, Limgrave, is designed to let you familiarize with the game before you're set free. Like school. Feels a lot like it too. All lonely and full of pain. There are also legacy dungeons for the old school Dark Souls exploration style, but that doesn't mean they're for nostalgia. Most of these legacy dungeons contain a major boss that must be defeated as part of your quest for the Elden Ring. You know what sucks? Dying to the same ass! Sorry about that. But if we're gonna nitpick, is that the game is locked at 60 FPS, even on the PC version, which in 2022 is a bummer. But we gotta say, it's not enough to take away from the fun. A lot of PC players have reported that they were still unable to keep up with the 60 FPS, and with some constant stuttering, which impacts gameplay. That includes console players as well, but much lesser. FromSoftware is aware of the problem and even released the 1.02 patch to address it on day one. We played the game on an RTX 3070 with 16GB RAM, and so far we had no issues with it. Though we did notice a few minor stutters during some parts of the game.
I command thee.
In conclusion, is it nice or not? Oh yes! Elden Ring is incredibly gorgeous. To say this game was super hyped was an understatement. It literally won the Game Awards 2 times in a row, one of which was for a teaser trailer that was shown in E3 2019. It's been winning 3 years before it even came out! Praise the sun! Not only does it improve on that Souls formula, but it brought forward an evolution to the Souls-like genre, both in terms of gameplay and storytelling. There is so much more depth to the game that we and many other reviewers can only scratch the surface of what we've experienced so far. And this is not even including the multiplayer aspect of it. Do let us know in the comments down below what you think. Is the pain worth it? Follow us for more, and until the next one, the best of luck in your journey, Tarnished One.